Hey guys, I finally did it. I picked up a HovSCO GTRS Ultra e-bike for quick trips around town. So let's get this box open and see what comes inside. First, we find a box of goodies, followed by the front wheel with brake disc and fender attached. Sliding the box out of the way, we can start to see more of the bike and can pull out the one-size-fits-all seat. With a slight raise for a passenger, this seat is straightforward and seems well made. Getting the box completely out of the way, let's see what else we have. Here is the back support piece that holds up the seat. Next, we cut loose another box of goodies. Inside of this box is the bike's LED headlight. It's super light, but seems tough enough. Now let's open that other box from before. Inside of this one we find the HOVSCO warranty card, the user manual, passenger foot pegs, some spare hardware, the toolkit, the kickstand, derailleur protector, the pedals, and of course our battery charger. Now let's get the rest of the packaging removed from the bike so we can start putting it all together. The GTRS Ultra comes with two removable 48-volt batteries for what they claim will give you up to 150 miles of range. The main battery even looks like a motorcycle gas tank, which is a touch that I really enjoy. HovSCO also gives you the opportunity to start with a single battery version and add the second battery later if that aligns better with your budget. With everything out of the way, we can get the kickstand mounted. Remove these two screws and then attach the kickstand behind the mounting location on the frame and reattach the screws. Next, we can remove the front axle by loosening the bolts. Once removed, take note of the order of these nuts. Now we can remove the anti-vibration clip from the brake caliper that was put there during shipping. With one side of the axle's bolts removed, we can get rid of this protective sleeve from shipping. Now just slide the axle through the front wheel. And we're ready to line up the front tire to start getting it mounted. Make sure you align the brake disc properly into the caliper. With one side in place, I'm going to stand up the bike to do the other side. Make sure the nuts are in the proper order and try to align the tire in the center of the forks. Once everything is in place, tighten it all down. Next, we'll unwrap the handlebars so we can get them mounted. To do that, we need to remove and flip this riser using a hex key. You'll also need to remove the top cap. Once removed, just flip the riser and you can put all the screws back in place. Tighten everything down and then we can loosen these 4 screws for the handlebar mount. With the front piece removed, set your handlebars in place. Make sure they're aligned properly, and then you can start to put the front cover back in place. Loosely tighten this, then place your handlebars in their final location, and tighten the bracket down. Now we're ready to mount the headlight. Make sure the mounts on the forks are facing forward. Then remove the 2 bolts on either side of the light. Mount the light in the bracket with the rubber washer between the light and the bracket itself. Once mounted, you can adjust the height of your headlight to your preference and then tighten it down. Looks good. Now we just need to plug it into the wiring harness. Next, we're going to mount the front fender. Remove this bolt and then the two on either side of the front wheel. Set the front fender in place and reattach the screws on either side of the wheel. Next, replace the screw holding the fender to the forks. Perfect. Next, remove the bolt caps on either side of the rear axle. Once removed, you can screw on your passenger pegs. Just repeat this process on the other side. Next, we're going to mount the pedals. Match the pedal to the post they've been labeled for. L for left, R for right. These just screw on, so take your time and tighten them properly. Now over to the right side, and that will be labeled with an R. Now let's mount the tail section. I had to pull out the spare hardware to get this mounted. Put the tail in place and insert the 4 long bolts. Attach the nuts to the backside of each bolt and tighten. I used a wrench and a hex key to get these tight. Looks good. Now we can unwrap and connect our taillight. Plug in the cable, hide the wires, and you're all set. Next, we can mount the seat. Grab 5 bolts from the spare hardware and loosely thread them into place. Next, I removed one of the bolts from the taillight to get it out of the way so I could tighten the seat down in the back. Once all the seat bolts are tightened down, we just need to put the taillight back in place. And just like that, our seat is set. Time to grab the batteries and slide them into place. Now we can remove the plastic covering on the screen and power this bad boy on. Beautiful, just look at that LCD smart display. So here she is in all her glory. But not so fast, we're not done just yet. I also picked up the bike lock and phone mount set from HOVSCO to complete the whole look. Inside the box, I find the combination bike lock with mount. While not the strongest lock, this should be tough enough to protect the bike on quick trips. And the mount is super handy. Also in the box is the swivel phone mount. The mount comes with rubber bushings and a hex tool to install it. The mount itself is all metal and comes in a good-looking red and black design. The phone is held in place with this secure corkscrew. Alright, so let's get these installed. First, grab the rubber bushings for the phone mount. Remove the screws from the clamp on the phone mount. Then place the rubber strips on each side of the mount's clamp. Now you can place the mount in place and tighten the screws back down. I'll also test the placement with my phone before I tighten it down too much. Perfect. Next, grab a screwdriver to install the bike lock mount. Remove these 2 screws. Then place the mount on your bike in your desired location. Replace the screws and tighten it all back down. Now we can mount up our lock. Looks great, and the phone mount will let us use the HOVSCO app while we're riding. I also added a helmet lock just to keep it secure when parked. Okay, last thing to do before hitting the road is filling up the tires to 20 psi. Once the front and rear tires are ready, we can download the app. Head over to the App Store and search HOVSCO. Install the app and get signed up for an account. Once logged in, scan the QR code that was on the LCD display of the bike. And just like that, we're connected. To unlock 32 mph speeds, head over to your profile and then tap on e-bike classes. Then tap Unlock Class 3, wait 10 seconds and hit Unlock. That easy. Okay, so let's get this bike on the road and see how it rides. The first thing that you'll notice is the pedal assist with cadence sensor. It makes hitting 20 mph seem like a couple of easy strides. It handles incredibly well due to the short wheelbase and fat tires, and the hydraulic brakes make it stop on a dime. The bike features a Shimano 7-speed gear shifter, which makes it super easy to ride around town, even if I encounter pretty steep hills. And this thing can really fly. I hit up to 28 mph on the waterfront, but HOVSCO claims a 32 mph top speed. Climbing hills is also easy and doesn't really require much pedaling if you don't want to. The front and rear suspension absorbs bumps, potholes, and sewer lids with no issue. And let's be honest, it just looks cool. So if you're looking for a solid e-bike that has all the bells and whistles, comes with a 2-year warranty, has free shipping, and is supported by a network of over 100 dealers in the US, check out HOVSCO. This little GTRS Ultra is the perfect combo of city bike fun while offering the chance to ride on any terrain. And it's seriously a ton of fun to ride this thing around Seattle. It's super quick. Okay, so let's see how this thing accelerates from a dead stop to 20, not using any pedal power. Go. Not too bad, took about 1 city block. The 750 watt sustained motor offers 1500 watts of peak power, but it never really feels weak. Starts from a dead stop have a ton of torque, and even a bigger guy like me feels pretty comfortable on this thing. It felt nimble and quick, and I couldn't really feel the added weight of myself on it, which is probably a good thing because HOVSCO says that this supports up to 450 pounds of weight. So I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Grab yourself a discount in the description below. Check out the HOVSCO e-bikes. I can definitely recommend the GTRS Ultra. It's the perfect city cruiser with enough power to enjoy adventures around the area all weekend long. And I can't wait to take this thing off-road and see how it really does. Thanks for watching, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe.